Andy, I want to begin with you first. The kinds of precautions you are taking this week are what? What can we expect?
Well, we've spent the better part of the last 3 months working with medical advisors to develop a comprehensive health and safety plan that is really based on the fact that we are fortunate to operate outdoors across a piece of property that is hundreds of acres. And we feel very confident that we can operate a tournament in a socially distant manner at all times. On top of that, we're going to be doing screening at every point of entry, thermal screening and questionnaires. And then for players and caddies and those people who work closely with them, we are doing testing at this point across the PGA Tour event in Fort Worth this week, as well as a Korn Ferry Tour event in Jacksonville, Florida. We've done more than 1,500 tests to date. And so our procedures are in place, and they're working quite well at this point.
Brandel, the sense you're getting from the players that you've spoken with or have heard from is what?
Well, generally, athletes compete for themselves or for a team, and if they're really good, on a rare occasion for their country. But I get the sense that many of the players in the Charles Schwab Challenge will get the feeling that they're competing for a cause in support of the frontline workers with obviously the pandemic, to the memory of George Floyd, to the peaceful protest at the horrific injustice of his murder. And then finally, I think just offering a catharsis to the world from the almost unprecedented uncertainty and unrest of the last 3 months.
Andy, I'm wondering how you handle such things as support staff coming and going daily, especially in a state where we just finished talking about to begin our program tonight that is seeing spikes in certain places.
Well, as we looked at developing this plan for our return to competition, the number of people that we had on site was an area that we focused a great deal on. Normally at a PGA Tour event without spectators, which this event is being conducted without spectators, but without spectators, you'd have about 2,000 people on site. That number has been cut down in half. And then we've also taken measures to keep groups separated as well. So we're fortunate to have a large piece of property so that all those people can spread out and work in a proper distance.
Brandel, what's it going to be like for the players in such a different environment? It's going to feel like a practice round, perhaps, on their home courses without any spectators around while still competing for a pretty hefty purse.
Yeah, well, I mean, many of the players are not that far removed from college, even some of them not that far removed from high school, where they would have competed with almost no fans out there. So likely won't feel that different, but get a sense of what it'd be like for a comedian to stand up and perform in front of no live audience. And I think you get the sense of what it'd be like perhaps to compete, hit great shots, and then not have sort of this alchemy, right? This trade between the audience and the players, where they transform one another, this adrenaline augmented performance that we get. Think about the Ryder Cup just a few years ago when Rory and Patrick Reed were going at it, and it just came to this fevered pitch that, well, it's the type of entertainment that we pay for. So, it will be a new norm, but let's hope that it's a short-lived new norm.
Looking forward to seeing some action, that's for certain. Andy, lastly, what happens if you have a positive case? What will you do?
Well, we do have procedures in place to respond to a positive test. We, of course, will work closely with the local county health authorities in response to that. We do have a procedure in place to have a physician on site that would evaluate someone, and that person would be directed into a quarantine area for potentially a period of 10 to 14 days. And we're prepared to support that person for as long as they need to be supported, whether that's with food or supplies or medical care.